right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, happy to be talking to an individual who's coming off of a big win there at KSW 57 and defended the bantamweight championship, in doing so a unanimous decision victory over Bruno Santos. And I'm talking to Antun Račić. How's it going there, man? How's your day going so far?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm happy because I defend my title on KSW 57. I just come back home from Poland yesterday. Now it's time for these holidays, and after New Year I going back to UFD, continue my preparations for my next fight. But this fight was really hard, really tough opponent. Bruno, it's a really tough opponent. So he surprised me a little bit how he defend all my strongest weapons in the first 2 rounds. But later I show my experience and my endurance and everything. So I'm happy because I win the fight.
Yeah, it was a pretty comprehensive performance, to say the very least, but based on what you're saying there, it seems like there's already like a mapped out timeline for your next fight. Is that something you can get into the specifics on, as far as like an opponent or the date or anything like that, or are some of those aspects still being worked out right now?
Yeah, but on this event, on KSW 56, I used to fight with my old opponent, which I beat before 2 years, Sebastian Šipić. So after he lose of me, he's in a win streak of 3 fights. So now he deserved the rematch, and yeah, I knew that my next fight will be with him, but we used to fight on KSW 56. I canceled because I was positive on coronavirus, and later on this event KSW 57, I also used to fight with him, but then he was positive on coronavirus. So then KSW bring Bruno from Brazil to attack my title. So it was really hard year, and after this fight he stepped in the cage, so that was like officially announced my next fight. So it will be my old opponent, Sebastian Šipić.
Yeah, that'll be a great fight for sure. Like, have you seen anything that in his style differs from the initial matchup? Like, are you going into this almost thinking you're going to be facing a completely different opponent? Like, do you have like a clean slate kind of perception heading into this, or is there some residual confidence because of the prior experience with them?
Look, I every time when I step in the cage, I work MMA, So for him, when I fight with Sebastian Šipić before 2.5, 3 years, I don't know. I think 2.5 years. So that was my baddest fight in the KSW. So that was I didn't was very good in that fight. I win him by unanimous decision. In that fight, I was not well prepared for that fight because in that moment I used to fight with one guy who is a wrestler. Then they changed me opponent, so he was also a tall guy, 175 centimeters. Also very good striking, very good takedown defense and everything. But I believe in my skills. I believe in my hard work, and everything. I training in the best, one of the best European teams. For me, UFD is the best team in Europe. So I believe in our coaches and everything. So in next fight, I hope I will give more than I give in this fight. In every fight, I see that I'm growing up like a fighter, and I am now more motivated for defend title again. So Sebastian Šipić have great skills, have everything, but I think I will be much better fighter in this fight than I was before 3 days. So it will be interesting.
Yeah, a fight I'm certainly looking forward to, and I think that's a shared sentiment among the KSW fan base there. But I got to talk about just coming back after some time off there, because the last time we spoke was actually ahead of your fight with Damian Stasiak there. And I mean, over a year since you got out to the cage and stuff like that, obviously the pandemic playing a huge role in all of that. What was it like to finally get out there and just get to actually compete after what would presumably be a series of, frustrating roadblocks? Because like you said, at one point it was like you had COVID and then an opponent did, and just a series of delays. So how did it feel eventually to get out there and compete? I imagine it was a big relief.
Yeah, it was really hard. I can't wait to step in the cage again. Because this was my longest break. I was like more than 1 year. I was in preparations. That was only preparations. That was three, four times in a year. I get in a good shape. Then my fight is cancelled. So first I used to fight in May. Then I used to fight in December. And then I used to fight also in November, and finally I fight, But I'm always was like in the finishing of my fight camp, and then something happened, First time happened this first lockdown. Second time happened my positive corona test. Third time was my opponent positive corona test. So every time was some problem this year. This year it's really crazy. And it's a little bit strange when you step in the cage after 1 year, and it was really hard to keep my shape in a good position, because I was always close to overtraining, and that was really really hard to follow this everything. But I have great team, and they 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 keep very good they keep me in a very good shape all the time. I was also free agent in the summer. I was also there there was possibility to fight in another organization maybe, but I like KSW and everything, and I decided to wait everything and go and sign new contract with KSW and go to defend the title, and it was really 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 hard year, but finally I step in this cage, and this is my first time that I fight in a arena where is no audience, where is no people inside. It was really really hard, because I heard everybody in this room. I heard all voices, When I fight in an arena in the front of, I don't know, 15,000 people, I heard only my team, This time I heard everybody, and that was a little bit deconcertation me, but I was ready for everything, and I was really well prepared for this fight, and this is what I show you after middle of second round. I showed that I'm much better prepared fighter than my opponent, and I just keep going. I was thinking that I'm gonna finish him, but he's really tough guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that win putting you in some elite company as well. Like, I mean, to the point of like when we last spoke, you'd had a post when you were 4-0 in the promotion saying that you'd tied the record with the legendary Jan Blachowicz for most consecutive wins in company history. And obviously now since then, you've kind of broken that tie, and now you're kind of leading the pack there. What does that mean to you? I mean, it seems like you have a great deal of respect for Jan Blachowicz specifically, but Polish MMA as a whole. So what does it mean to you to have that distinction now in your back pocket there?
Yeah, I'm really proud that I'm in this group of people what are legends, Like I fighting in a KSW. We're fighting all the best guys from Europe, like Mamed Khalidov, Jan Blachowicz, all great fighters. My friend and teammate Roberto Soldis is also Croatian guy, my friend, and he's also champion. UFD Jim can be proud that to have two Croatians champions in one of the best MMA organizations in the world. For me, the best MMA organization in Europe. So it means everything for me, Now I'm seven fights. 7 wins in a row, 6-0 in KSW. So I believe that I build a bantamweight I believe that I built the bantamweight division in the KSW. So I'm a first ever bantamweight KSW champion, 6-0 in the KSW. So it means everything for me. I'm I really like KSW, like a show, like everything. It's amazing atmosphere there. I have a lot of Polish fans, also all Croatia. I now have more Croatian fans, and I don't know how to say, but I think people now recognize me everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're one of the elite bantamweights in the world, and I mean, 135 pounds is really just going through such a great era right now. But just out of curiosity, what was the promotion that had kind of approached you about taking a fight with them in lieu of KSW not putting on shows? Like, was it a one fight deal, and what was the promotion that was kind of courting your services there?
My first contract with KSW was on the two fights. I win first fight, then second fight, then they give me real contract, 4 fights, and I did I did the 3 fights. Fourth fight I didn't did it because of pandemic, and now I signed new contract. 4 fights also, and it's 2 years more or 3 fights more. I don't know. Next year maybe I make all 3 fights, or maybe I make 2 fights. I don't know what's gonna happen next year, but I believe that this pandemic and everything it's over, it's over soon, and we can do our job in a real arenas, in the front of all people, all fans, and. Well, I miss this. Really miss this big arenas with big, with full of people, and this is a little bit strange. Like I told you, this year all it's a little bit weird, but I believe in next year will be also good. I will do my best. I will now. I'm more motivated for everything, for training, for everything. I saw in this fight. I saw a lot of mistakes. What I did, I saw a lot of bad things in this fight. So now I have time to work on that, and for next fight to be a better fighter. And that's this is very good. I feel like I feel hungry, more hungry than before this fight, and. It's amazing feeling.
Yeah, especially amazing with the backdrop of, like I said, you making history in KSW, just notching the bantamweight title defense, but you're still looking at yourself through that kind of lens. But I guess you almost have to have that mentality to maintain your status as the champion, just constantly evolving and not resting on the laurels there.
Yeah, I never think that I'm the best. I think always that I'm not the. I can be much better, and this is what keeps me going. I'm always. Yeah, if I say one day I'm good, I'm very good. That's sign that I'm finished soon. Because if I have this feeling like I feel now, I feel like I'm not the best. I know that I'm not the best. Also, when somebody ask me, hey, when you go to UFC, I say, hey, I think I need to be more better fighter, and I want to go there and try to do same like in the case, almost same like in the KSW. I can't tell you that I'm gonna be the champion there, because they are also very good bantamweight division. They are the best fighters in the world. But I show everybody that I can fight also with the best bantamweights. Damian Staksiak was there. He fight with the best guys in division. He fight very good with these best guys in division. So I believe I can also go there and show good fights and everything. But now speak that I'm gonna be the champion, and this is for me. I'm on the ground. I don't want to how to say to speak nothing something what it's what I didn't see. Maybe in the future I'm gonna go there and also show some good skills.
Yeah, we've got a yeah, I mean, you've got a great place in KSW, and like you said, it's a great top-notch promotion with world-level talent for sure. So great to hear that you have that new deal solidified and stuff like that. Being really great with your time, man. I'm curious if you want to add anything as a parting thought as we're kind of wrapping up here, though, Antun.
Yeah, I want to thank all my fans, all people who watching me, who support me. Now I see that I have a big number of fans, all around the world. I get a lot of messages on Instagram and private messages. So I see that I have a really, really, really big numbers of fans, and I want to thank all who support